President Biden is pledging the full support of the federal government throughout the entirety of Florida's recovery process. The state is still reeling in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. Ashley Lupo joins us now for more on this. She is the president and board chair of the YMCA in Collier County, Florida. Ashley, thank you for connecting with us today. Just give us an immediate update. What is the situation like on the ground in Naples, and just give us some context for which parts of the state are hardest hit and still in need of the basics.
Yeah, thank you for keeping a spotlight on this issue. It is extraordinarily painful here in Southwest Florida. Collier and Lee County especially, but Collier, where we're located, has been devastated in numerous areas, especially towards the coast. There's homelessness, there's food insecurity, there's losses of contents of entire homes. And so as families are ripping out what is their home and trying to get back to some normalcy, we are boots on the ground, helping people with the immediate needs. Children just started back to school today where we are, but they are coming from a place of not having perhaps a place to live or clothes to go to school in. So we're providing those immediate needs, water, cleaning supplies, just the daily essentials, toiletries. We touch, as far as the YMCA of Collier County, we touch base with probably a couple thousand individuals and families every week through our programming. So we have relationships with partners in the area, and we're just really trying to get the supplies to the people that need it in the hardest hit areas.
Ashley, you'll forgive me for observing that you sound exhausted. It's been a week now, and many of the people there in Naples and Fort Myers and Lee and Collier counties still don't have water, don't have electricity. Many don't have homes. Tell us what that does when you are hearing from these storm victims. How's their emotional health? How's their mental health amidst all of this?
Well, thank you for bringing that up, because I think even prior to Hurricane Ian, people had a spotlight on mental health, and it was a real issue coming out of COVID. You know, we had Hurricane Irma in 2017, and this is 5 years later. Hurricane Ian and COVID in between. The people here are exhausted. I think the message is we put one foot in front of the other. We have a wonderful community here, and we are resilient. But I think it's important to take time to grieve this process and just know that there's help out there for people who need it. Plenty of organizations and neighbors help each other, and we will get through this. Just put one foot forward. I am not nearly as exhausted as the people who are literally trying to get their children to school while sleeping in their vehicles and wondering where their next meal is coming from. So, and I think everybody here is of the mindset that we help each other, and we'll get through it. And again, I want to thank you for spotlighting this, because it's important not to forget the suffering that's going to continue to go on until we can fully recover.
Absolutely.
Especially as you mentioned, kids going back to school. Like, we forget life is trying to, regular life still can't even function at this moment. It's interesting because at this time yesterday, we were speaking to our correspondent, Manuel Bojorquez, and we were kind of getting reaction to President Biden saying, hey, we're pledging the full federal government support. He's there with the state's governor. What's the reaction? And Manuel was like, look, folks here couldn't even hear that message because basic telecommunication is still a major issue. So talk to us about some of the programs and what's available that the YMCA is offering to folks there in Collier County and elsewhere. We know there's the federal website, disasterassistance.gov, but what other resources are available to people where you are?
Yes, so in Lee County, that is a different issue. The YMCAs up there are helping with staging for first responders. Still, that effort is still going on. There's places that are still not able to be reached and the children are not back in school. In Collier County, the YMCA is providing food, water. We're mobilizing cleaning supplies for people, volunteers to assist. We're finding and relocating individuals that just don't have a place to go, trying to partner with other partner organizations like the United Way of Collier County and the Keys and the Community Foundation here. We have many resources and many partners that are helping us. We had a barge with 60 tons of water and food that was just delivered from the YMCA of Palm Beach. Really what we're looking for are food and supplies, clothing for the children. And the best way to donate is really money, because then our volunteers can go out and buy it. We're touching family by family. What do you need? Do you need a mattress to sleep on your floor so your kids are not sleeping on concrete? Those are the types of things that we're providing.
And while you were speaking, Ashley, and we saw some of those relief efforts, I wanted to know that we saw a car and the back window had been smashed out, presumably from the storm, and they were just loading it in through that broken glass. It just goes to the extent of how people are trying to manage through all this destruction. Ashley, we so appreciate you talking to us and all the work that you're doing to help people. Ashley Lupo. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Ashley.